Hello farmers and welcome back to another Farming Simulator 15 video, and today we are doing a spotlight on the JCB DLC from Giants. So it was released a few days ago actually, so a bit late, but anyway. As well, I do apologize for no videos, hasn't been any videos for a while now. Do apologize. Been quite busy, but yeah, so I do apologize for that. Won't promise there are gonna be a lot of videos, game videos, yeah, around now and in the future. I don't know, you know, it quite depends really if I'm busy doing stuff in real life and stuff like that. So I have to see. Maybe I get a better system going, so I might get some time to make some more videos. But anyway, might be some more real life stuff. I don't know. But I can't really promise any of the game videos. But I'm gonna see at least do some spotlights and maybe some let's plays. But I can't really say too much right now. But anyway, as well as Easter today, so happy Easter. So yeah. But anyway, got all that out of the way, and let's get started showing off the tractors and the machines here. It's not too much to test really, because I know these things work. It's according to, you know, in-game standards. As you guys can see, you know, everything looks good. Still skids there. Quite cool to have skids there again. I'm seeing Vertex Designs making a skid steer as well. This is quite cool. A JCB on tracks actually. This is going to be quite interesting to see that. As well, we got the bucket for this little fella. Bale spike, like we use in real life actually. For tractors though, but they're like that. Not like the in-game one that's only like spikes on the bottom. So yeah, that's quite cool. As well, we got, well, instead of the in-game ones, there's only like usually 2 spikes down there, long ones. Those small ones, but longer. There's like a two small down there and a big spike on top. That's kind of looks like this spike maybe on the neighbor has on the tractor when we put round bales in for feeding and stuff like that. But yeah, that's quite cool. As well, we got pallet forks, we got manure forks. We got a log grabber. As well, we got a stump grinder. That as well has a different kind of feature to it. It's quite cool. I'll show you folks that in a minute. As well, we got the JCB TM320S. It's basically kind of a articulated telehandler. It's an extendable boom here. As well, we got the reloader. That is the 435S or 435S. It's quite a large reloader there. Actually, it's larger. I think it's a tiny bit larger in size than the in-game Liebherr telehandler. No, the telehandler. What am I talking about? The reloader. And as well, I got more horsepower. As well, I think the in-game one is in-game Liebherr is 40k, I think. This one does 50, so it's definitely quite nifty. As well, I know I've seen a lot on YouTube and Grassman videos and stuff like that these type of reloaders are quite popular, at least in the UK, or yeah, over there in the silos. So yeah, probably other places in the world as well. In the silos, compacting and stuff like that. So yeah, but anyway, I guess we're just gonna take a little tour on these guys here. So these guys go in 70. So actually this tractor is actually faster than the in-game MAN truck. So makes it quite ideal for hauling actually. Beacon works. We got of course indicators. You know, all of that works as expected. We got set the front lights, all the working lights, and rare working lights, rare working lights as well. The rare ones, that's usually the in-game stuff. You can turn them off and on with numpad 6. As well, it turns like the mod one from FS 2013. You know, like the fender stops like that and stuff like that. It's like, you know, stops. So it's quite cool. But of course, nothing inside is much animated, except for it has a speedometer, guessing the fuel gauge work and the temperature maybe. But yeah, inside quite good. Standardly good quality from Giants. As well, this thing reaches up to 70 kilometers an hour, as it says down here. Actually, there's something nifty. As you know, if they put, well, so it does about 70 blank instead of many of the in-game ones. So there's like 52 or 51, and for example, 42 and 53 maybe, 51, stuff like 61 and stuff like that. Whereas these guys, there's some tractors in real life, like for example my tractor is locked on around 40k. It doesn't go higher. Even downhill it looks that I can't get the speedometer higher than like 40.9 maybe. As high as I got it. Down a hill. And it just stops. Doesn't go faster. So these guys are locked in the same way, kind of thing. So it's quite cool. So that's what I'm used to. But of course I've driven like the Massey Ferguson. I went in like 43 I think, point something. But anyway, these guys like look like, I think, a few tractors in real life is, but I do know they have like a 65k version. These JCBs and the 80. So I actually noticed some people actually saying why on earth it's not the 80 version. That's actually a good question. But anyway, a 70k one of these is definitely quite handy in farming sim. We're judging it at least faster than the in-game mod truck. So if you don't use many modded trucks or anything, as well the fastest tractor I'm used in farming sim, so it's quite ideal for hauling. It's definitely large, 310 horsepower, so it's definitely ideal for many heavy tasks and stuff like that. So yeah, it's quite cool. I can show you folks in the shop now. As well, you know, has front linkage and back, so you can run mowers and everything on it. As well as fast on the road, and as well for you JCB lovers, loves faster tractors. It's definitely a solid machine, a solid thing in the game. So yeah, it's definitely meets all the standards. Of course, there's not any super, you know, special things with IC and stuff like that, or in-cab controls that actually move and stuff like that. It's nothing except for the steering wheel. You can see, you know, some of the gauges, but other than that, it's not too much that works, you know, and it's animated, but it goes up to the in-game standards as well as fast. So it's definitely a nice hauling tractor. Turning circle isn't superb, but but hey, it's a large tractor. So let's see here. It's definitely ideal for road work. But anyway, in the shop here, so you folks can see, 310 horsepower. That's the maintenance. This costs 245,000. It's not too bad. You compare, for example, this guy, TA320, which is the same, nearly the same horsepower. So it costs a little bit more. But of course, you know, if you like JCB better, it's definitely a good machine for the money. For speed, and you know, it's only 10 horsepower less. So it's not too bad actually. It's quite, definitely stands up there. Quite good in large tractors. And it's actually not overpriced either. It's quite a good price tag. I guess that's realistic. If it's on pounds or whatever, I don't know which one would be most realistic. But I'm not too sure. Don't know too much about JCBs, but it's definitely, this one is definitely a good addition to your farm. for size and everything. As well, this guy is 230 horsepower. It's the next one we're gonna look at. $170 a day. As well, you know, another 70k tractor. And as you've also seen, for example, the Lamborghini would be around the same horsepower. It's about 60k that does. And see here, the prices are around closely the same, but still a bit cheaper actually. So it's quite good, especially for those that are looking for a fast tractor. So both of these definitely good priced for their size and everything. As well, you get 70k, so it's definitely quite nice for road work and stuff like that. So yeah, well, this guy seems to have a lot better turning radius. Yeah, it's quite good. But the speed is definitely good. I think that's one of the best things about the fast tracks. Is that technically called fast tracks? They are fast. I haven't seen too many of those around here though. Either the big one. I've seen one like a 8250 or two 8250s actually. The one is traded in for T8 in Holland. The other one is still in use. To explain that in a different video why the guy traded in for T8 in Holland. There's a reason for it. But he's a JCB fan though, but I can tell you folks a reason later on in a different video. But as well as like an older model that kind of reminds me about this one actually, that runs around here close by as well. But basically the JCBs I've seen around here, and I all use for road work. I've not seen one used for agricultural work because, you know, they're way too large for the agricultural stuff that we do in my area. They're way too large. But for the game, yeah, they're quite good size. It's definitely quite useful tractors. That's good, you know, since you're paying for DLC. If you're maybe not a huge fan of JCB, but you still can get quite a good use out of the tractors. That's why I'm looking at the prices and stuff like that. For people that, you know, maybe not care too much about the brand, but, you know, more after good tractors for their farms, you know. And, you know, that is worth the price and stuff like that. Like, that definitely is. As well, 70k. The lights, I didn't go to the lights. It's just exactly the same as the big fast track. Not much difference. A bit nimbler this one, a bit less horsepower, but you know, still two good tractors. Definitely do recommend them for the DLC here. Definitely quite solid and quite useful. So here we got actually all of these things here in JCB pack is a bit cool though, because you've never really seen any of these things. Especially not made by Giants, and I've never seen a skid steer by Giants. That's something I got to show you folks. Look at that, they got an got their own like category down here. Skid steers. That's quite cool. The JCB on it. As well, you can see here the horsepower and everything. As well as the bucket and so on and so forth. Oh, whatever. English, not my strongest side. But anyway, so this is the little skid steer. I did actually look on JCB's YouTube channel. I saw this one, and I was saying it was like the world's safest skid steer. I can see why. First of all, you know, you don't go out in the front. Go out on the side, so you don't get the loader in your head. As well, I think a bit better stabilized, I don't know, but it's quite cool though. Quite cool. Never seen one of these in real life, but definitely quite cool. And it's a standard bucket basically. Looks huge for it, but hey, it's designed for it, and I have tested it. It's not too heavy. It do, of course, you know, it's not a huge machine, so you know you can't use the biggest trailers. But it still works quite good. I used the Marshall. Let this guy load the Marshall trailer. That works quite well. Just gonna detach that. Ain't really gonna show you folks, you know, test that thing because it works as a bucket basically, as far as I've tested, so shouldn't be anything wrong with it. Bale spike, I've not tested the bale spike. Unfortunately I don't have any bales here, so I can't test it, but it's no additional locking script. Just gonna take this away. Don't know why, but yeah. But anyway, there's no additional locking script, so I'm guessing it's just the in-game one. So that is kind of a thing you have to try it yourself to see how well that is. I've not tested it, so I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet, but it should work at least like the in-game ones. Maybe better, I don't know. Pallet forks, same deal, have not tested, but I'm guessing they're gonna work this. Well, pallet forks I can't technically test. So something for different mods. Yeah, no, I'm gonna wait. But anyway, they should work like pallet forks, like the in-game ones, at least. Maybe better. I doubt it, since you know. I think they can work the same. Haven't got around testing them either. Good spot like this. Haven't tested anything. I tested some of the stuff, but you know, not too many of these attachments. This is basically the manure fork. Not got around tested it either, but you know, its function there works just fine. They should work just as expected, really. As well, it says in the shop there what it accepts. As well, we got a log fork over here. Haven't tested that either, but you know, that should work. Maybe I can get around trying it. I don't know why I'm actually putting everything over here, but I guess I'm just gonna attach them so you guys can see it. Attach is just nice. But this next one I have tested before, and it's definitely very cool. It's a stump grinder, but it's definitely a lot more fun to use than just grinding stumps, basically. Basically call it a tree grinder. If you've never seen this one in action before, you understand why. In a little bit. Oh yes. Trees will never be a problem again. Oh. Come on. There we go. See? Good little tool, this. As well, it should work grinding stumps. I haven't really tested that too much. Let's see here. Let's get off this bit. Yeah, come on. No? Oh, I had it. Eh, come on. Well, that should work. Should work as the in-game one, basically, but in-game tractor stump grinder. But this one is definitely cooler, since you know, you can go ahead and chop down some trees with it, and quite easy as well. Take off like, you know, branches and stuff like that. So it's definitely quite cool as well. Very neat. Just quite happy with this. Quite cool. The coolest little thing here. Quite a lot of attachments for it as well. It's definitely a cool piece of kit. I do like the stump grinder. As well, lights and everything works as expected on it, as well as a beeping noise in reverse. You probably hear. Probably, yeah. This one doesn't have a beeping noise, it's just have a light. As well, you got a hook on the back. Not tested that hook. Let's see. Should take upper hitch things. Let's see, is that similar to color? No. To see if we get the JCB color. That wasn't JCB color. Oh. Come on. Yep, that works. I should work on things with the upper hitch on them. Look at that, perfect, nice. Should we test it on the lower hitch? I guess I have to. I guess I have to. So I should test the tractors as well. Nope. Didn't expect it to work either. But you know, this guy, as of course, is a telehandler. So he has the extendable arm there, which is quite high actually. As well, you can see from in the cab and stuff like that. Cab is nice. Hopefully looks quite good. Let's put that down. That's the stabilizer thing for the shovel. It's quite, or for the attachment. It's quite cool. It's articulated, so you know, as well. It's something cool. Look at that, it flexes. Quite some flex as well. Whee! See when we get to the end here, not tipping it. Look at that. Some decent flex to it as well. You can see that on this tractor. Yep, the drive shaft. Drive shaft right there is moving. It's quite cool. I wedged it. I definitely wedged it. Come on. Off with you. There we go. There she goes. It's quite cool to see the drive shaft as well moving for the front wheels. Quite cool as well. I like it how it flexes. It's very neat as well. Okay, both of these two has actually upper hitches. I can see that. But of course we can test it on the big fella, just to make sure. There actually is a advantage actually. They hook up to these things. It's another plus for it. Yep. So that's another plus actually for usability. Something over the T8 and stuff like that. They can hook up to the upper edge stuff. Probably designed like that because it's a holding tractor. So okay then. It's just my mom. But anyway. As well, that works. It's quite neat though. You can haul around your trailer. Don't know if the in-game one lets you do that. The in-game wheel loader. Let's test. Yes, it does. Should do. Let's double check. Well, for looks, the JCB looks a heck of a lot better in my opinion. It's quite cool. But yeah, as well, you can see just in the size it's a little bit larger. As well, if you want the attachments for example the wheel loader here. As well, what's the height? Height like here. Let's see. And the reach. Let's see here. Oh yes, JCB is larger. So yeah. As well, as you guys can see, 50k road speed. I can show you folks these two in the shop now. Forgot to do that on this one. Needs to shop on this guy as well. Uses all the in-game tools basically for the in-game telehandler, and I'm guessing you'll use all telehandler tools for other telehandlers as well. The wheel loaders, same deal. The wheel loader here will use the in-game wheel loader attachments. Cost a bit more than the standard one. Let's see on the telehandlers. Didn't pay attention. In telehandlers, this guy's a bit cheaper, but you know, this one may be a little bit more versatile. Really depends if you like articulated machine or not. If you like those TMs or not. It's basically up to you here. Definitely the JCB is a better machine. So yeah, as well 230 horsepower, so it's a bit more oomph in it. It's a bit more power, so it's a bit nicer probably to move around large quantities of different things. And you got a little bit more pushing power as well. You got the higher road speed if you're, for example, using for silo work and stuff like that. It's easier to get around different areas, or you're gonna load different areas on a farm. Maybe use it a little bit for, you know, arable work for a farm that is split up in arable and cattle and stuff like that. You can, you know, go down to the cattle farm and do some work and stuff like that. So it's definitely quite handy, or go into the forest and stuff like that. It's very easy to move around, you know, because it's a bit faster. So all in all, I'm quite pleased with this pack. I think it's quite worth the money. You know, of course it costs a bit, you know, for giants and everything to pick up the brands. So, you know, it costs some money, but it's not too bad. It definitely gives us quite decent amount of equipment, quite useful equipment as well. This is quite good. So yeah, I think the DLC pack is quite nice, and especially for you JCB fans. I know some people said it lacking a few machines, like the normal, or like the Libra telehandler, like, you know, telehandler, not the articulated telehandler, more normal telehandler. Guess it's a more reloader looking thing than a telehandler, but you know, I don't know. I'm no expert on telehandlers, but anyway. That's what somebody said that was missing as well. The other type of fast track is a bit different. But anyway, on this one, I think it has all-wheel steer and stuff like that. But anyway, as well, some people say, like, you know, they should put in excavators and stuff like that. I don't see the point of that really myself, because I guess I put in machines from the agricultural stuff from JCB, since, you know, it's a farming game. You kind of want farming equipment. Not that you don't use excavators and wheel loaders on farms, because they can be quite handy, and I do know farmers around here that do have them, because, you know, digging and stuff like that, quite handy. Usually not the craziest largest machines, but, you know, smaller excavators and stuff like that. I have seen, of course, on YouTube and stuff like that on the farms around the world, as well as seen, you know, backhoes and stuff like that. JCB backhoes and backhoes and stuff like that. Different brands, but anyway, you know, of course they can be used on farms, but in farming sim, since, you know, you can't really use them to dig up more than, you know, silage and stuff like that, manure and other types of things like that, but you can't really dig holes and stuff like that, so it's not really any point of having them. But of course, if that ever going to be added to the game, that would probably be quite useful. But anyway, we got a nice selection of JCB machines. Hopefully you folks like them. Hopefully you folks pick them up, so, you know, to support maybe Giants to make more DLCs and maybe add more brands. Be interesting to see what the next one gonna be. Well, I guess we already know what the next one is. It's to be a Holmer DLC with a sugar beet harvester. I think I was talking about that we all actually thought gonna come up before this, because this kind of caught us by surprise. But it's cool though to have JCB as well on board. It's definitely quite useful in the game. So yeah, so it's another brand added, and it's definitely no disappointment over this DLC. Definitely one of the best DLCs I've seen actually. I'm not a huge JCB fan myself, but these things are definitely very cool. So yeah, it's definitely some cool piece of equipment, very useful. Definitely can get some uses from all of them. But anyway, and as well later in the Let's Play series, when we get around to continue those, definitely gonna be some of these guys joining in as well. But anyway, I'll see you all soon. It's been a much longer video, probably a bit boring now in the end. It's me talking. Anyway, I'll see you all soon, and have a nice day. Bye.